And I don't mean it disrespectfully when I say they just don't beat Jaron Ennis. In fact, that style is absolutely tailor-made for Boots.
Do you feel like Boots belongs on the top pound for pound right now?
Not yet. I don't think so. Not right now. I just, like you said, we have so many people right now, and
well, because Vergil loves fighting tough guys. He doesn't run from anybody. He doesn't shy away from the tough matches. So,
and my dad's like, "Hey, they're probably gonna announce it like within the next few days." I'm like, "Oh fuck, where?" And then it didn't happen.
This is the fight every boxing fan wants to see: Vergil Ortiz Jr. versus Jaron Boots Ennis, the undefeated warriors at their peak, heading straight for a showdown that could define their careers.
You can try and downplay it, but I don't give a fuck. Jaron Boots Ennis is the best fighter in boxing today. I keep saying about Vergil, I respect those guys. I love Robert Garcia. The same thing will happen to Vergil Ortiz. It might take a few rounds longer, but he will absolutely slice it.
So why has this dream matchup turned into a nightmare of drama, finger-pointing, and mixed stories? Both sides accuse the other of ducking the fight, and no one seems to agree on what's really happening. But the deeper you look, the messier it gets, and now the truth about who's actually avoiding the fight might finally be coming out.
Who's your dream fight? Who do you see yourself having a mega fight with in your career that's gonna, transcend you to the next level?
Any of the champions, Vergil Ortiz, it's a super fight. Any of the champions at 154, I'm here to make my mark, and it's starting this Saturday. For me, my legacy is to be, collect them belts, be multiple weight division champion, undisputed at 54 if possible, and keep doing it each and every weight class, 154, 60, and maybe 68. That's my goal, and to fight these top guys. And it's gonna happen, one by one.
De La Hoya said their ringside visit isn't a bold move, it's a big mistake. He claimed that once they see what Vergil does in the ring, they'll be the ones backing away, too scared to move forward with the fight.
if you go back to, if you rewind a bit, you remember when Boots Ennis fought and Eddie was like, let's fight Vergil now, and they were on TV on camera saying this and that, and then right after they were off camera, it's like nothing happened. We were calling out Boots Ennis and they didn't want to do it. They wanted a tune-up fight, this and that. I understand all that. As a fighter, yes, you want tune-up fights, but come on, how many tune-up?
But Oscar didn't stop there. He dropped a bombshell that turned the whole story upside down. According to him, the mega fight was nearly a done deal. Contracts ready. The tales settled until Boots' team suddenly hit pause. Their excuse? They needed a tune-up fight first.
Vergil Ortiz is ready at 154, and I'm glad, like I said, Boots Ennis is coming down to watch this fight. I'm actually really glad he is. And but then again, I am afraid that Boots Ennis is gonna see Vergil, and he's gonna tell Eddie, I don't want Vergil next. Let me have another tune-up fight.
Six, that accusation flips the script completely, suggesting Ennis, not Ortiz, was the one who wasn't ready to commit. But this isn't the first time things have gone sideways between these two camps. To understand it, we have to go back to 2024, when the story was the total opposite. Back then, it was Boots' father and trainer, Boots Ennis, who claimed Ortiz's team got an offer and straight up rejected it.
Look, first, the fight was gonna get made. Then Boots needed a tune-up fight and another tune-up fight, I believe. Vergil's always been ready. He's always been there waiting for whoever. That's who Vergil is. No, he doesn't shy away from any challenge. And the fact that they're gonna come down to see Vergil Ortiz, it tells you everything. He's a superstar. Everybody wants to watch him. Even Eddie Hearn from the UK wants to fly down, and Boots Ennis from Philadelphia wants to see it front row in person and be.
That accusation flips the script completely, suggesting Ennis, not Ortiz, was the one who wasn't ready to commit. But this isn't the first time things have gone sideways between these two camps. To understand it, we have to go back to 2024, when the story was the total opposite. Back then, it was Boots' father and trainer, Boots Ennis, who claimed Ortiz's team got an offer and straight up rejected it.
Vergil Ortiz. We sat in a room, me, Oscar De La Hoya, Eric Gomez, and the top DAZN execs in America. We talked about how a deal would work with those two fighters, and we agreed on a deal. We went away, we signed a new deal with Boots. Part of that deal within the contract was the deal that we agreed with Golden Boy and DAZN to fight Vergil Ortiz. Boots signed it. Now, we didn't hear anything back. We told them we're going to fight in October. They said they're going to fight in November, and we haven't heard.
Back then, the story seemed clear. Everyone believed Vergil Ortiz was ducking Boots Ennis.
On Tuesday, Eric Gomez called me and he said, look, I just wanted to let you know we're fighting Lubin. After that, we want to get the Boots fight made. I said, well, we're in. I don't, so I take their word for it, and I truly believe Oscar De La Hoya wants to make great fights. But that fight is done on our side, on all the terms that we agreed with Golden Boy. That fight for me, although it doesn't carry an official world championship, which is what we want at 54.
Golden Boy's response came fast and fierce. Oscar De La Hoya jumped on social media and shut down the rumors with one word. He warned fans to wait and see who really walks away when it's time to make the fight happen.
But genuinely, you do feel he's a very skilled fighter.
Oh, yes. Yeah, maybe top 15 for sure.
Right.
Maybe not top 10.
That's
You
what I
did say
said.
that.
Yeah.
So let's get into that then. How true is that there was a real offer made to Boots,
Yeah.
and he turned it down? And could you talk about like what was offered to him?
When I went to Riyadh the first time in November, and I met up with Turkey, I went to his his compound, his farm or whatever it was, and they said that more than likely I was going to fight Boots soon. I was like, oh shit, okay, we're finally doing this. Oscar was there and everyone was there, and I was just like, okay, cool.
At 154, obviously.
Yeah, because I can't lose that.
Even Vergil Ortiz Jr. had to step in. He said publicly, "This is the first time I'm hearing about this," and made it clear, "I didn't turn anything down." That turned the situation into a standoff. Both sides told completely different stories, and fans were left wondering who was telling the truth.
So when Turkey and those guys said that you were going to fight Boots, was there a number thrown out?
There was no number.
number.
There was no number at all. The only thing that I knew was that, okay, this is a real possibility now. Then I think the next week, I was at home and my dad's like, hey, Dirk probably gonna announce it. And within the next few days, I'm like, oh fuck, we're fighting. All right, so I'm getting mentally prepared and all this shit. And then it didn't happen. That's when I got word that he turned it down. But no, I'm not gonna say he turned it down. That's just what I heard, because I don't like.
Then Vergil dropped a revelation that changed everything. For a long time, people thought his tune-up fights meant he was dodging real opponents. But Ortiz finally cleared the air. His time away wasn't strategy, it was survival. He revealed he'd been battling rhabdomyolysis, a dangerous illness that could have ended not just his career, but his life. This wasn't a fighter hiding, it was a man fighting to live.
As far as the negotiation, I'm not a manager, right? So I don't take part in any of that. All I know is that we can start from the beginning. 147, we're both upcoming prospects or whatever. Fight doesn't happen. I always felt like it was gonna happen at 154 anyways. All right, I move up to 154, past rhabdomyolysis. I had to get in a couple of tune-up fights because I just came back from a life-threatening illness. And we really wanted to make sure that I was even still okay to fight, because that's how bad it was. So I got those fights out of the way. Then we fight Bohachuk, then we fight Majimov. Jaron Ennis got a world title at 147, or a couple of them, I think. Good for him. He has a lot of momentum going his way. If I had that much momentum, I would have went straight to the big fight at 154, if I'm being honest. I'm just that kind of guy, I guess. But when it was time to say yes to fight, I was the only one that said yes. So now you have a lot of people that were saying that I was ducking at 147 when there was no fight to be offered or anything like that. The only times that the fight has ever been offered to either of us, I have said yes. So when people are saying ducking, when they align that word with me, I'm not talking about if they want to align it with him, they should. I don't care about that. But they want to align it with me, then they can't say that because I said yes.